Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinlife.com, and today we're going to talk about something that I like to call the YouTube effect. Very dramatic introduction there. So recently a lot of people have been asking me about how all my obsessive video uploading impacts my wider life. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, as you may tell from the background, I live on a small narrowboat, so the fact that I'm travelling down a canal means that I don't have any sort of landline super internet access, and quite often I will wander into places where I have no internet at all, not even on my humble phone here. So there's also the reason that, as some of you who've been watching my videos regularly may know, I've had quite a boost in viewing figures recently, and for the last 3 years I've had consistent growth in YouTube, but over the last few months I've amazingly been getting 70 to 80,000 views a month, which I've first of all got to thank you all so much for, because without you watching then that figure would obviously not exist. And the people who are liking the videos, sharing them, telling other people, look at what this lad's up to on a boat in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it means a huge amount, and I've got to say thank you so much to everybody who's in any way engaged with these videos and just basically helped spread the word. And also, when you look at the minutes watched per month, it works out that at any given moment there is somewhere in the world at least 4 people watching one of my videos, which is a truly terrifying figure. So once again, thank you all so much for that. So what is this YouTube effect that I'm talking about? Well, there's a few elements to this. So we'll start with the positive and the sort of the good side. And first of all, we'll go to the sort of the practical thing, and this is the moment that everybody's been waiting for, making money from YouTube. Now, I'm lucky to be able to make a little bit of money, and this is the grand total. This is the figure that people have been wanting to know for a long time. Get ready for the dramatic unveiling. Now, I'd say on average, if I'm lucky, I will make per week, this is per week from YouTube, get ready, the grand total, about 20 quid if I'm lucky. For January, that figure's actually going to be a lot lower than that. So yeah, like I say, yeah, money, you get, obviously, oh, I could retire on that. So if you say that's probably about, I don't know, translates maybe $30, $35 a week, it's not much, but the fact that I get anything at all I'm more than grateful for, considering that I've done this for years before I had any money at all from it. So even though it's obviously not enough to really cover the costs of much, it does at least mean that it can go towards, I mean, getting products to review and things like that for the channel that people might be interested in and that people might want to see. I can at least use that money to go towards a lot of these things. I mean, obviously something like, if I have a good month and I can get 80 quid in a month from YouTube, then that goes sort of a lot of the way to stuff like, I don't know, oh, you can't actually see the telescope that's in the background, oh well. But I mean, something like the telescope I've got, the video reviews and stuff of that may, if I'm lucky, make maybe £12 in a year. And even though telescopes cost me like 130 quid to buy, at least it's something that I've got back, and it's something that I enjoy and enjoy talking about and actually using and that. So that's a good positive to start us with, even though it's not at all the great sort of, yeah, I'm going to retire with my millions from YouTube. But to have anything I'm more than grateful for. Something else that I find fascinating and quite humbling is the fact that people now recognise me when I'm going about my daily life. And this has been happening since about 40, 50,000 views a month. And literally, I'd say on average still, even now in the middle of winter when there's not many boats about, so you take away the people who recognise me off boats, there's still probably like 2 people a week will like say, alright Dan, and like start talking and say like, oh yeah, I've seen your videos and all that sort of stuff. But when it gets back to the sort of the height of summer and the more holiday friendly times where it's not just bitterly cold and this canal starts to fill up with boats, then you're literally having people going past and saying, alright Dan, yeah, oh I've seen your videos, or I've read your book and that sort of stuff. and like mooring up and then coming and having a chat and that. And then, as some of you may know, I've mentioned previously, I won't mention names specifically, but there was a couple from America who came on a narrowboat holiday and come on board and had their photo taken and left me a little parcel and a little note written. And it's that sort of thing. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. And just to be able to sort of have this impromptu introduction and sort of instant familiarity with people who I may otherwise never meet, never speak to, other than a like hello, alright, and a wave as they pass on a boat or that sort of thing. I mean, it's fantastic. I've got to say equally though, if I did actually become super popular on YouTube and started having millions of views, which I know is never going to happen, but imagine scaling that up from like, that's been happening when I've got what is in grand scheme of things, absolutely no views at all in terms of what some people get. And if you scaled that up to like, well, say at 40 and 50,000 views a month, I was getting recognised twice a week on average. If you took that to a couple of million views a month, I mean, I'd be scared to leave the house. So anyway, or I suppose scared to leave the boat. I suppose really it's just one of those things. I mean, it's fantastic at the moment. Well, it's not happening all the time, and it's like getting to meet individual people and speak to them and just generally have a chinwag. It's great stuff. So I quite like that. And also, it's sort of the YouTube effect and the idea of like, oh, look at this, there's people who like, you're asking me to do this sort of video, or people want me to post more biking, or people who want to post more views of like the Welsh hills that I've been walking recently. It's another motivation to actually have people actively saying, oh, you should do more of this or you should do more of that, and all these boat videos and things like that I do. It's a great motivation to actually make me go out and do more stuff in life. And the people who have been saying that they want to see me do a lot more kayak videos, once the weather's better, I'll be on the kayak a lot more. I was literally on the kayak in a thunderstorm last Saturday, so bear with me on the kayak, because not all the footage is turning out to be perfect, sort of, yes, this is me paddling and I'm not just scrambling for cover in a hailstorm. But it's something that having all these people and having thousands of people a month tune in, it makes me want to do more stuff. And I've always been into me outdoor stuff and biking and walking and all that sort of thing. But now knowing that there's a group of people who actually want to see more of that, it's something that's another thing for me, like, well, I'm going to go out and do it. Whereas in the past I've been a little bit lazy and I've missed opportunities to go to some great places walking and that sort of stuff. Whereas now it's like, oh, I really want to get out there. And as you've known recently, I've done lots of walking, and well, I ended up accidentally on a 21-mile walk the other day. Completely misjudged the route I was taking, and that's for another video though. But it's still, I just love it, and it's great to get out there, and it's great to know if I point a camera around a few places, that there's actually some people who are going to enjoy that and want to see that. So thank you very much. You do give me a great bit of confidence and a great motivation to do more with my own life to, well, bring to you also. So that's something that's a great positive too. But there's the equal sort of side of, once you've got to a certain level of people tuning in, there's people who sort of don't like you. And it's like, I haven't got enough time to give to the positive people and the people that I actively want to engage in. And so, unfortunately, the time I've got to respond to criticism is absolutely zero. So, unfortunately, you've just got to roll with it. And I live on a little boat and tootle about on the canal. I'm not particularly interested in what other people may think I should be doing with my life. And so the fact that I've now got me kayak, me bike, me boots, me telescope, and goodness knows what else beyond just normal boating, that takes up all my time. So doing all that sort of stuff, having this great community who's like tuning in and watching, it's just, it means the world to me, and I can't thank you all enough for that. And that to me is, that's why I love YouTube. But the negatives are also, like today for example, I've been feeling like I've been really lazy. And the only reason that I've been feeling like I've been really lazy, because I'm not going to show you what's on this pad, I nearly gave the game away then, but I've been planning a few little surprises for YouTube down the line, and hopefully you're going to enjoy. I'm working on a sort of a slightly bigger project, which is going to be a little bit more tricky for me to film and make it actually look good. But hopefully you'll enjoy some of the stuff I've got coming over the next couple of months. And I mean, well, I'm literally here surrounded by my calligraphy stuff on the desk. And I've just been doing things that I enjoy and writing in my little diary and stuff like that. But I've been feeling lazy, specifically because I haven't been filming this video to bring to you right now. And it's that sort of, right, there's the expectation that I'm going to do so many, like at least 3 videos a week on all sorts of stuff, whether it's a boat video, whether it's a walking video or a biking video, or now the kayaking videos, or just literally, I mean, as some of you tuning in now will be the fans of Filofaxes and stuff like that. I've got Filofax here in the Midori, and there's thousands of, well, over 100,000 people have now watched my notebook and stationery videos. And that alone is a fantastic thing, that there's the sort of hardcore community who's as into sort of writing and diary stuff as I am. And it's like, it's another thing that to be able to share the sort of my love of writing and stuff with equally like-minded people. And it's such a random thing to think, it's literally putting pen to paper and 100,000 people have tuned in to see like the different notebooks and organisers and things like that I've got. And well, once again, it's very humbling, and it gives me a lot of ideas and people saying, oh, have you seen this or have you seen those? And it's great to just get into the community, especially things like the Midori, which is a real sort of cult thing, as Filofax is as well, I suppose. Well, Filofax is a super cult, and yes, we are great and love it. But it's another thing, it's like, you've got that, just that wide pool of all sorts of interests, and all these videos that people are asking me to do on all sorts of different things, and I've been falling behind, and people are asking me for more Filofax stuff, and then there's people who want to see like this, that or the other about boat life, and I'm like, oh, this is great, but what am I meant to do first? And if I started to try and do every video that I got requested, first of all, I would have no time to do anything else. Remember, I do actually have to do an actual real job as well. And also, remember as well, I don't make any money from this, really. And, I mean, you're talking, like I say, 80 quid a month, and I'll be more than happy, and that'll be a good month for me. But it's that sort of, right, what am I going to do first? And the sheer, I mean, I use Evernote a lot, and you might have seen my little notebooks with all my lists of videos to do and stuff like that. It's an overwhelming workload, when on top of that, I'm trying to respond to 500 comments a month on YouTube, all these messages on Facebook, on Twitter, I mean, stuff like Instagram as well, I've started up again on, sort of Dan, as always, check Instagram. And it's, I don't know, it's like that overwhelming, right, I don't want to start filming at the moment because I know that it's going to be a big video and this is going to take a lot of rewatching and editing and cutting together. But at the same time, once it's finished and the comments start rolling in and people start saying different things and suggesting different things, it's like, oh God, yes, I love it. I love YouTube. It's fantastic. So as I noticed that this video has passed 15 minutes now, I'm going to say I'll just cut this short. But the final thing I want to talk about is just YouTube in general, and the sort of, it's the ever-present thing. I mean, I have to upload videos when I go back to work in town, where luckily, as some of you will know, that my mother lives about 10 minutes walk away from where I work. So I bike into her house, leave me bike, get changed for work, and then just leave me laptop uploading video after video. Sometimes I will upload videos at my friend's house if I go there for pizza, such as tonight, for example. And there's all sorts of different ways, and I've got a few little different tricks that means that I can be nowhere near a computer and tell my mum to open or close my laptop, and another video will suddenly appear on YouTube. So that's how I keep a sort of a more consistent, steady flow of videos, rather than just a huge lump of videos all in one go. And there's that sort of ever-present, right, I've got to do something this week, I've got to do something next week, and the sheer amount of planning and time that goes into that, it means that while I'm out here, people have often said, don't you get bored on a boat? You haven't got a telly, you like literally just live on a 30-foot boat with all this stuff. And as I say, I'm out doing actual activities in the real world all the time. So the time I spend on the boat isn't what people would think it is. This is like this is basically my base to be able to go up the mountains and get on my bike and all that sort of stuff. But it's that sort of, right, I'm back on the boat, there's loads of jobs to do, but you know what? I've got videos to do, I've got a little bit of writing I want to get done, and I'm just going to do that. And I keep saying I'm going to do a little bit of painting on board and touch up all the little chips that the paint's had over the last 2 years, and it still hasn't been done, about flipping, well, months later. I've made a start, I've made probably 3 separate starts, but still not completed the job. So it's just that fantastic sort of, I'm never short of things to do, and certainly with all the comments I get, which I'll thank you all for. It's great to hear other people's ideas and their suggestions for things to do or products that I should have a look at, and stuff like Kelly kettles and stuff like that I've never heard of until other people have said, oh, have you seen these? They're like these survival things, or this, that and the other. And, well, it's just great. So, I'm going to say that's been a very random rant, not a rant, but a very random monologue, whatever you want to call it. And it's meant an awful lot to me to have this support over these past few years. There's people who've been watching my channel for many years and commenting. Thank you all so much. To all the new viewers and subscribers, it means a huge amount once again to me to have all this group of people flocking to see what is Dan doing now on a boat in the middle of nowhere, talking at a camera, just sat in a chair. So, thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos for some proper videos that aren't just me talking to the camera. Life on a narrowboat, all the walking and kayaking and biking and stuff like that, like I say. Feel free to check out the Facebook page, over 600 likes there now, which is amazing. Thank you very much. On top of that, obviously Twitter. Feel free to add my personal account on Facebook. And also check out the site, asortofinterestinglife.com, where I post a lot of photos and videos of life on board the narrowboat, and just some great photos over the years that haven't really seen the light of day, and just sights and scenes from the canal. So, I'll say thank you very much. Check out my 2 books, The Narrowboat Lad and The Narrowboat Lad Living the Dream. And until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you around soon. Farewell.